I bet I could sell these. What about this? How much can I get for this? In here? Anything in here? Oh, look at all this. Oh, I could sell that. Yes. That? Ooh, I wonder if I could sell that. Oh, yeah, look at all this stuff I can sell. Oh, I could sell some of my wife's tools. On second thought, that's a horrible idea. What's going on, y'all? I'm just hanging out here in my garage, trying to see if there's anything here I can sell and flip and make some extra money. But truth be told, I am not the expert in this. Flipping items can be fun and also lucrative, and honestly, I think one of the coolest side hustles that exists. But that's enough of me yapping. Let's hear more from Rob and Melissa, how they got started, and more importantly, how they made over 6 figures flipping items on eBay. Check it.
What's up, Jeff? Excited to talk to you today and give you a little bit of back scene in our business for sure. So
number one, tell us about your business.
we are Rob and Melissa with Flea Market Flipper, and what we do is buy used items locally, and then we put them online and sell them online platforms for a profit.
We mostly use eBay. We do a couple of the other little reselling apps, but eBay's always been our bread and butter. And we specialize in larger items. So we do the smaller items too, but we like the larger items.
It wasn't always about that, but that is where we are right now. We'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, that is where we make the most of our money on larger items.
So what inspired you to start an online business?
So this is cool. I've been flipping for since I was 16 years old, 24 years, something like that. And it was always, when we got married, it was our fun money. We did it on the side. I did it. I found some cool stuff. When we needed extra money to go on vacation, when we needed extra money to fix a car, something like that, I'd go out and I'd flip something. I'd find something, I'd buy it, I'd resell it, and we made money that way. So, and then 5.5 years ago, roughly, we came to a crossroads where we had to jump into something to get out of both of our professions.
We had to decide if we were going to jump in full time or not. I was pregnant with baby number 3, and I was a month away from our due date, and his work calls and says that we're cutting health insurance, and it was going to be cut like the day before that we were due.
Our son was born.
So
yes.
We had to decide, okay, do you go find something else to do for our health insurance, or do we look at what we've been doing on the side and jump in with both feet and do it full time? Can we do it if both of us are doing it?
Yeah.
Because I had already made the decision, we had made the decision that I was going to stop working as a personal trainer to be home with our kids, because we were going to have 3 kids that were ages 3 and under, and it was already crazy, and we knew it was going to be crazy, so I was going to stop already. And then we got that news. We had to decide.
And it was a blessing in disguise. We had never really thought about our side income, making it into a full-time income. So we started actually checking some of our numbers and what we were doing. That's where we actually found out that we were doing, what did we do the first year that we kept track of it?
42,000.
42,000. And that was that was part-time. We were not putting full-time hours into it. And then we decided, hey, what if we really
do it? What could we do?
What if we really threw some hours at this? What can we actually do? And that's when I left my job. She left her job, stayed home with the kids. It was very scary, but we did it, and it was amazing. Our first full-time year into it, what did we gross? 133 gross, and still over 100,000 in net. Yeah, so it was an amazing choice for us to be able to go into this full-time, had a blast, and we have not looked back ever since.
What do you remember being your biggest obstacle starting out?
Yeah, so for us, definitely time management. Trying to juggle a business, being business owners, trying to juggle the time that we spend together and staying present in our kids' lives and being able to raise our kids. That was the biggest struggle for us, is to figure out how to work, how to make good money, and how to be present in our family.
Work-life balance, stress, starting a job together, but then we don't really have real jobs was scary. We don't really have real jobs, so we got to make this work. We have 3 kids now that are depending on us, and we have to also make sure that they stay alive because they're really tiny.
Yeah.
So it was a little stressful.
It was, and that's what launched us into selling larger items, larger profits, less sales, less fulfillment, less shipping. When you actually sell bigger items with higher profits, then you do not have to do tons and tons of work for those big items. So that was kind of how we stepped into it, saw what the potential was, and then that's where we honed in on that skill set.
Also learning to work together, I would have to add. And we've gotten a lot better at it. But it's a learning curve for sure.
It is.
How did you make your first $1,000 online?
Okay, so way back when I started flipping, when I was 16 years old, we found a niche that we were able to hone in on. It was Nordic Track ski machines. I would buy them from a local auction. I could get them from anywhere from $5, $25, $30, something like that. People would move down from up north. They bring their Nordic Track ski machines. They would not have to use them down here because it's not snowing down here. So they would either donate them or get rid of them. I would be able to buy them, and I would sell those jokers containers for between $300 and $500. And I still remember the first one, probably the only one I ever sold, for $1,700. I sold it on eBay for $1,700. Super excited about that sale. It was one of the most expensive. It all depended on the brand. I'm not the brand, the model Nordic Track ski machine it was. They had higher ends. So that was the one that sticks out in my head. Selling it for $1,700. Killer deal.
Got you hooked.
It did. Once you start to see that, when you're only paying so much money for them, we could get them dirt cheap, and then we'd be able to sell them online for a lot more money. So yeah, it was pretty sweet.
When did you make your first significant passive income?
So what we do is not quite all passive. You have to do some work on the front end. You get it listed on eBay, and then the sales come in after that. The game changer for us that sticks out in our memory is definitely the dining room table. It was a dining room table set that we actually bought.
It really changed the trajectory of our business. So this dining set you got locally for $350
from an auction.
And you tried to sell it locally in other apps for $750, I believe.
Yeah, I'd been happy with $700, doubling our money. I would have been happy with that on the local apps.
But then it didn't sell for about a month or two.
Yeah.
So
then I started looking on eBay, because we were selling stuff on eBay, just not to this level where it would have to go on a pallet and be shipped freight. We weren't doing that. So I started looking on eBay and seeing some of the other items that we're selling, and all that it had the same thing in common. All the bigger items, dining room sets and stuff, the only ones that were selling were the ones that were offering shipping or freight. And that's where I was like, okay, wait a minute. There might be something to this. If I can get this thing sold, I'll go ahead and
figure out the shipping.
I'll figure out the freight. So we actually listed it on eBay, listed it for, instead of $750, we listed it for $2,200. And we actually sold it in less than a month on eBay.
Plus $500 shipping.
And I charged an extra $500 for my learning curve of how to get that thing shipped on a pallet to the buyer. And that was a game changer for us. We did it. We got it done for under $500. And then that's what really opened our eyes to, okay, wait a minute, these big items.
People don't want to ship them. So
they don't want to ship them. And
let's
when you offer them online to a larger group of people, that's where they will sell if you're willing to ship it to them.
What would you tell your beginner self about getting started?
So this is a big one. Back in the beginning, back when I started flipping stuff on eBay, I definitely overpromised and underdelivered.
That learned the hard way.
I did. I had returns, and I had people that were upset about stuff. Now, getting more specific with it, when I took pictures of an item, it looked like, even go back to the Nordic tracks that we actually sold, I thought it looked like it was in great condition. I listed it as in excellent condition, and then when the buyer got it, there might have been a scratch here, scratch there, and they got it and thought, well, yeah, this is not excellent condition. This is not mint condition. So I learned the hard way to underpromise and overdeliver on your items so you can get good feedback, and people are very happy with what you do. So,
and I'd also add that it's okay to make mistakes. Things are going to happen, and things happen in business. You're going to get a return request. You're going to get all those, but it's okay. Those things, everything that happens, you can figure it out. What are some of the best items to purchase and flip?
Yeah, so a good rule of thumb is the higher the retail value of the item is, the more money that you can actually resell it for. So we look for brand names, high-end commercial equipment, restaurant equipment, stuff like that. We look for the higher retail values that we can get as low as we can buy them, and then turn around and sell them and make money on them.
And the profit is made, your money is made in the buy,
Definitely.
So in the purchase. So make sure that if you are looking at an item, that the profit is there. If not, then if it's not worth your time, it's okay to just walk away. So
that's one of the cool things about the bigger items. The bigger items that are harder to move, but you have to have more space to store it, those are the items that people will tend to get rid of quicker and for a cheaper price because they have to get rid of it. We can usually get them a lot cheaper, and then we can turn around and resell them for a lot more money.
And as far as the best items to flip, they're really, I mean, there's so hundreds of thousands of items out there that you can flip. So we always tell people to start with stuff that you know and like, hobbies. There was a time, well, obviously when we had little kids, that we got into baby stuff. I started selling strollers, were really good. They still are good. I still like to sell them.
High-end
every brand name for everything.
Yeah.
Shoes are, a lot of people like shoes, but again, the brand is everything. So it's just knowing that, or finding those items that you like to look. Some people like to collect cards, some are Pokemon. So there's a lot of really cool items out there.
Yeah.
Sports equipment.
Yep.
So now we're starting to get into sports with our kids. So now we're starting to look at different things, and we've, the whole new world has opened up to us of stuff to resell. So it's stuff that you like, and brand names are huge.
It makes it a lot easier if it's something that you already know about, whether that's your career, that you have a head up on everybody else, whatever you like or you know a lot about, that's usually the best place to start flipping.
Yeah. What are some of the best profits that you have made flipping items?
So this is cool. Just a couple weeks ago, we got back from a 5-week road trip. Probably our best week so far this year. We actually made a little over $24,000
in 4 items.
And 4 items coming home from our 5-week road trip. So
and we had our store store set so for the length of our trip. So people knew this stuff wasn't getting shipped out till we were getting back.
Yeah.
But
So one of those items that we sold, which is the big majority of it, was actually two of them were pretty big. But the one that we sold was a bus wash. We picked it up. We bought it for $500.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, actually
on a road trip.
On a road trip, we bought it for $500. We listed it and we sold that for $14,500 while we were on the road trip.
Ship that sucker out, right?
Shipped it out once we got back. I was able to fulfill it after we got back. But that was a great one that we sold on the road. And then another one was an ice cream machine. Bought that one, or didn't buy it. We got it on OfferUp.
She was giving it away on OfferUp.
A free, one of those big, it was a big soft serve ice cream machines. We picked it up locally. The lady wanted to get rid of it. She didn't want to mess with anybody. She put it on there. First come, first serve. I was the first one who saw it. I went and picked it up and got it. And we sold that for $8,500 locally. So that one didn't even actually sell on eBay. It was listed on eBay, but we actually sold it locally because we cross-post as well. So that one sold locally for $8,500. And then the two other ones that we sold.
One was we actually found on vacation. So we were there. The whole point, we were going to go across the country and find stuff to resell while we were visiting national parks.
Yeah.
So you found a wallpaper steamer?
A commercial wallpaper steamer from a
thrift store going out? No, a business going out.
Yeah, it was a rental business,
okay.
A hardware store going out of business.
Yeah.
They were getting rid of it from their hardware fleet, or their rental fleet. Picked it up for $35. We actually sold it in less than, I think it was like 6 or 7 hours after I listed it on the road. We sold it
for $750.
$750. So that was a sweet one. While we were on the road, actually fulfilled that one on the road. It wasn't that big. I put it into a box, shipped it out. Got that baby shipped out.
And the last one was a dance board.
The Dance Revolution. It was a commercial board that we bought, and bought that on a road trip as well, and paid $50 for it. Sold it for $600. So killer deal. But that was one of coming home from a 5-week road trip with the kids, and then being able to fulfill the ones that were here, being able to ship them out. But it was a killer week for us selling all that stuff. So
that was fun.
Awesome.
Any last words you'd like to share?
Yeah, I guess we never thought that this career that we're in, flipping stuff, could be a full-time career or even a profitable side hustle. But that is one of the things. I mean, we were living proof that you can do this, you can do it, and you can make really good money at it. So
you have to have a real job to make it, right?
Exactly. So that's the best thing. I mean, jump into it. We never tell anybody to go out and quit their jobs to flip. Start out as a side hustle.
And you don't have to do the big items.
You don't.
Like, just start where you're at, because there is money to be made flipping out there, and there's people give away so much stuff.
There is.
We are definitely overconsumed as a culture, so there is stuff everywhere.
Yep. So awesome, Jeff. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.